A weekend of Scottish Premiership football and another weekend of Celtic dropping points. But can Rangers go the whole season unbeaten? We'll take a little look at it next. Giving another pre-show today. We're taking a look at match number 24 out of the Scottish Premiership, and we'll get to that. Oh yes, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button to get you bang up to date with all things Blackburn, Roverseas, Scottish Premiership. Whoa, football related, we're going to know here. No one, Roverseas, that's right. Bit of a weird one this week. The likes of Livingston playing 3 games in just over 7 days. Goodness gracious me. But a chance for them to make up ground with the teams above them. We'll take a look at that in a minute. I want a big shout out, of course, to the patrons right here, right now, who are supporting the channel behind the bloody scenes. I do appreciate it, guys. You are there to kick the channel forward, of course. And anyone else out there that wants to join the illustrious VIP gang, there's a link down below, patreon.com/Roverseas. But anyway, let's jump in the deep and take a little look at how we all got on last round. Of course, there are games today, so you've got to be quick off the money to get that one in. But I'm going to make sure I get mine in just so you have a little benchmark to take a look at it, compare it against. Anyway, kicking off forward then to take a look at the games that took place just this past week. And of course, not to warn you, the shit face game 2 to 4 straight face, the far plus you're in the top bins. Here we go, folks. Here are those illustrious games that took place just this weekend gone. Kicking all off on Saturday the 9th of Jan was a 2-0 win for Kilmarnock. That is right. I actually remember the 1-0 win myself. Not too shabby, boys. With Greg Kilty with a couple of goals there for himself. Give Kilmarnock a win. Unbeaten now in 3, it looks like. Looking good for themselves. Actually went, with the 1-0 win. Not too shabby. Hamilton, of course, still struggling to foot the table for the time being. Meanwhile, St Mirren up against Motherwell end up all square 1-1 in the end. I actually went with a 1-0 win for St Mirren. Goals on the day there with Jamie McGrath from penalty spot giving St Mirren a leveller, with Devante Cole opening up the scoring for Motherwell. Meanwhile, over onto Sunday, it was Aberdeen losing to Rangers. Of course, Morales with a couple of goals. He's found that touch again. Matthew Kennedy with a consolation goal for Aberdeen. As Ryan Hedges got himself sent off down at Pataudry there. 2-1. Final score. I actually went with the 2-1 as well, so I got that one bang on the bloody nose. Kicking it forward though, Livingston just keep it on. Unbeaten in for God knows how long, winning so many games on the run, beating Ross County 3-1. Scott Robertson, Alan Forrest and Jack Hamilton giving them the goals. Charlie Latkin get a consolation goal there for Ross County. I actually went with a 2-0 win for Livy, not too shabby. My boys though did surprise us all with a 1-1 draw down at Glasgow, of course, against Celtic. David Turnbull and Kevin Nisbet with a late equaliser to give Hibs a share of the spoils. Another banana skin not avoided by Celtic as they tried to somehow get themselves back into this title race, but I think it's too little too late. Actually, we have a 3-0 win for Celtic. Shame on me. And wrapping it up, it was a bit of a Brucey bonus. Dundee United against St Johnstone ended up as a 2-2 draw in the end. Gary Melmad, Christopher Kane for St Johnstone, Luis Apere and Lawrence Shacklin getting the goals for Dundee United. I actually went with a 2-1 win, so just one shy, but ultimately not good enough. And actually, so I got myself 3 out of 6, which is okay, but it's not brilliant. Let's take a look at the table as it stands right here, right now. Celtic are, of course, what are they now? 21 points adrift of Rangers, of course. Aberdeen into 3rd or remaining 3rd. Still got a couple of games in hand over the likes of Rangers and Celtic. Livingston, though, breathing down Hibs next, and they, of course, have got 2 games in hand themselves. Win both of those, they'll be up to 36 points, and guess what? They'll be right in the thick of things with a push for top 4. Doesn't so Ross County going down as it stands. Yes, indeed. I think that's right. I think it looks a bit right. What am I looking at here? Something is a miss. Something is a miss on this graphico. We've got Motherwell play 23 games. Is that correct? Have they played 23 games? I'm a little bit concerned about this graphic here. 23, 20. I'm not too sure what I'm looking at, but regardless, we're going to plough on anyway. Take a look at, of course, your picks. Indeed, is the right. Recap the criteria once again. Take a little look at it and embrace it. And here we go. Nathan Eva, you did all right, brother. Well done, of course. Omar Esquivel, the Mexican sniper, did bits as well. Mark Chapman also keeping up with the Joneses, of course. Game of China, not too shabby. Tom Stainer, well done to you, of course. Well done, of course, keeping up the heat as well. Tibet the Great, not too bad. James Hacklet smashed it. Now this one's a bit dubious. He's put it in one day ago. Now I only ripped these images today, so you know, that if it was one day ago, that means you've already seen the scores and you whacked in your prediction then. So I'm giving you the thumbs up for the benefit of the doubt, because you can't really affect the major leaderboard as it stands. But I'm going to be keeping an eye on you, fella. I'm going to keep keeping an eye on you, of course. Morris Bratelli also did okay, and Mesut Ozil also did very, very good indeed. Olaji Ojo, well done to you, of course. Shane O'Donnell, well done as well, of course. Gaming, Jamie Gold, not too bad. Yannick Buster the bits, and Ultra Omar Muir, well done, well done, well done. Fernando Casega, not too bad. And do a Sir Shepherd also kicked ass and took names. Russell Frost also doing bits, and the Joe, the Hitman, of course, also did bits as well. Matt Gunner, not too shabby. Elgin Cowd back in the business, of course, and Ivan Stringer did good alongside Vincent Hong as well. So take a look at the leaderboard for this week and this week alone. Ivan Stringer, Matt Gunner, Joe Hitman, and the Chase Sink Pack. Goodness, close your bloody eyes. But if your name is James Howcliffe, I'm giving you the crown this week. Again, a dubious crown, but if it was proved to be that you were a little bit dubious, then your king will be Mesut Ozil and Ultra Omar Muir. But for the time being, you know, I'm just going to give you the benefit of the doubt. But overall, take a look at the leaderboard as it stands for your kingpin. This is where it's all at. This is where all the money's at. Right now, Shane O'Donnell's kicking ass and taking aim for the 4% clearance over his nearest and dearest, which is Matt Gunner. Of course, Morris Bratelli and Yannick Buster also in that chasing pack. Sheffield is in the top 5 as well. But still, got a lot of football to be played. We are into the month of January, of course, and it's just barely getting started. So let's kick on further then. Take a look at the next round of matches. And as you can see, it's a bit of a chance to make up some ground here with 8 fixtures to take a look at. Kicking it all off with Livingston up against Aberdeen today. So get your picks in nice and early for this one. Played 31 times, 7 wins for Livingston, 15 wins for Aberdeen, and 9 draws, of course. But the last 6 sees, what do we see on this one? We have sees 5 wins for Aberdeen, 1 draw, and nothing for Livingston. But Livingston, of course, on that amazing run at the moment. Last time I played in Livingston was back in 2019 in September. It was a 2-win for Aberdeen. Andrew Cussadine and Sam Cosgrove getting the goals for Aberdeen. They have played each other once already this season. It was a 2-1 win for Aberdeen in Pittodrie. Livingston have actually won the last 6. Aberdeen have actually won 7 last 8 matches against Livingston in all comps. Livingston scoring at least 2 goals in the last 6. Like I said, 6 unbeaten or 6 winning in a spin. Just 1 defeat past the 6 for Aberdeen. So this could be a tight one. But have Livingston got the momentum? Let's take a look at the bookies odds on this one then, shall we? Of course, going down to Scotland. Of course, the odds on this one 6-4 for Livingston on this 20-10 is your draw, 90-10 is your away when that is Aberdeen. Aberdeen comes in 3rd. And with them, they could close in on Celtic in 2nd. With Livingston in 5th, they could also close in on Hibernian, but of course, they can't take over them for the time being. I've gone with a win for Livingston, so I want to make it 7 on the bounce. Of course, get themselves right back in the contention for at least top 4, if not more than that. Into the weekend we go. It is going to be Celtic up against Livingston. Of course, they're playing actually Celtic twice in this congested batch of fixtures. Anyway, take a look at the record. They played each other 26 times in the past, 21 wins for Celtic, 1 win for Livingston, and 4 draws in the past. Of course, last 6 sees 2 wins for Celtic, 1 win for Livingston, and 3 draws. Last time out in Glasgow was a 3-2 win for Celtic. That's back in September 2020. Of course, this season, Callum McGregor, Ryan Christie, and Abidan Ajeti on the score sheet, Jason Holt and Julian Serrano on the score sheet for Livingston, as they unfortunately could not get anything out of it. So yeah, Celtic undefeated in 36 of the last 38 matches at home, whereas Livingston have actually won the last 6. They've also scored at least 2 goals in the last 6. We already talked about that. So coming to this with, of course, with a bounce in the step. And if I'm right, of course, with the earlier prediction, there'll be 7 on the spin. Meanwhile, Celtic without a winning 2, if you want to have a closer inspection of the form. Heading into this one, the bookies odds 11-8 for Celtic. That is 11-8 on, 3-1 is your draw, 60-5 is your away win. Of course, Celtic in 2nd, of course, long way away from 1st. But keeping up the heat ahead of Aberdeen is what's the story on the matter for them. Of course, a win for them, they'll remain in 2nd, of course, and they'll remain in 2nd no matter what. A win for Livingston in this one and the one previous, they'll go up to 36 points and potentially make a move into 3rd spot, 4th spot even. But unfortunately for them, I don't think they'll win this one. I think their winning streak will come to an end. Celtic will take the 3 points at home over in Glasgow. Next up, Hamilton Academicals taking on a Kilmarnock. Now, have they played each other? Sorry, Hamilton Academicals taking on Dundee United. Played each other in the past 42 times, 15 wins for Hamilton, 18 wins for Dundee United, and 9 draws. But the last 6 sees 2 to Hamilton, 1 win for Dundee United, and 3 draws. Of course, last time out in Hamilton was a 1-1 draw back in September 2020. That was this season. Hakim Odefone on the score sheet with Lawrence Shacklin also getting on the goal scorers sheet as well. They also played Dundee United earlier and tantalised Nicky Clark with a couple of goals, and Ross Callaghan getting a goal for Hamilton. So Hamilton yet to beat them this season. Of course, they have also failed to score in 5 of the last 7 matches, whereas Dundee United have actually failed to score in 5 of the last 6 away matches, and also failed to win the last 9 away matches as well. They come to this just 1 defeat though out of the past 6. That 1 defeat was against Celtic over in Glasgow. Meanwhile, the rest have been, 4 of those have been draws. On the flip side, just 1 of the past 5 for Hamilton. That one was against Motherwell, of course, who are just in a mess right now. Look at the situation at the bookies on this one. We have Hamilton 5-2 for the double, 11-5 is your draw. 23-20 is your win for Hamilton. Hamilton coming in 11th spot, but over them they could go to 21 points, I believe. Win for Dundee United in 6th. They could go up as high as 5th, depending on what goes on with Livingston's double bubble. Of course, I've gone with a win for Dundee United on this one, away from home, to get 3 points, and again to keep their top half dreams alive. Next up we have, of course, Hibs are taking on, of course, Kilmarnock, of course, buoyed on by I think they actually made a bit of a signing. I think Jackson Irvine signed for Hibs, big signing for him, of course, formerly of Hull City, yeah, of course, buoyed on by that result against Celtic, a draw away. And they've been, I think it's back-to-back draws now against Celtic. But anyway, regardless of that, they're playing on Kilmarnock this time around, played each other 223 times, 98 wins for Hibs, 72 wins for Kilmarnock, and 53 draws. But the last 6, he's 4 for Hibs, 1 for Kilmarnock, and 1 draw. Last time out at Easter Road was a 2-1 win for Hibs. That was earlier in the season, back in August the 1st. Martin Boyle with a couple of goals. Chris Burke getting a late goal for Kilmarnock. Unfortunately, not good enough. Heading into this, of course, Hibs, just 1 win in 6, though. It's very shitty kind of form, and that one was against St Mirren all the way back on the 23rd of December. Meanwhile, unbeaten in the last 3. That's Kilmarnock picking up 2 wins and a draw to boot. Look at the situation out in the tier bookies on this one. 20-17 on for Hibs. 12-5 is your draw. 16-5 is your Kilmarnock on this one. Kilmarnock, of course, looking good at the moment. Into 7th spot, but with them they could go 6th. Hibs are in 4th, and with them they could go 3rd in the table, depending on what goes on with Aberdeen. Of course, double bubble for them this week. On with the 2-0 with Hibs at East Road, take 3 points and keep on believing. Next up we have, of course, Ross County up against Aberdeen. They're playing, of course, on a Saturday as well. Played each other in the past. They played each other in the past. Set 25 times, 7 wins for Ross County, 16 wins for Aberdeen, and 2 draws. But the last 6, he's 1 for Ross County, 5 for Aberdeen, no draws. Last time out in Ross County was a 3-0 win for Aberdeen. Marley Watkins for Lewis Ferguson with a couple of goals from the penalty spot. Ian Vergus got himself sent off on that one. They also played and Petodry earlier in the campaign, back in the 12th of the 12th, and that was a 2-0 win for Aberdeen as well. Also, heading into this, Ross County have actually failed to win the last 10 at home. And Aberdeen actually undefeated in 13 last 14 away matches as well. They come to this just 1 defeat the past 6, or 1 defeat the past 5, and that 1 defeat was against Rangers a couple games back, or at least a couple days back, actually, should I say. Meanwhile, just 1 win the past 6 games for Ross County. That 1 win was against Hibs at Easter Road back in the end of 2020. Look at the situation on the bookies on this one. 50-4 for 50-4 for Ross County, 11-4 is your draw. 11-8 on is your Aberdeen. Aberdeen coming to this in 3rd, and for them they could remain in 3rd. But in fact, if they win both of those games and Celtic slip up against Livingston, guess what? Aberdeen could be sitting in 2nd spot. That's right. Meanwhile, their opposition, Ross County, are struggling at the moment. Foot the table better for them. They could go as high as 9th, I believe. We'll have to see about that. I'm going with a 2-1 win for Aberdeen. Away days for them, 3 points, and put that in the bag. Next up, we have St Johnstone against St Mirren. The Battle of Saints, of course, played each other in the past 99 times, 46 wins for the Super Jays, 25 wins for St Mirren, and 28 draws. But the last 6 sees 1 win for Super Jays, 2 for St Mirren, and 3 draws, of course. Last time out in St Johnstone was a 1-0 win for St Johnstone back in August 2020. Start of the season, Stevie May on the score sheet giving them the 3 points. They also played in St Mirren, of course, a couple of weeks back. It was a 3-2 win for St Mirren, so of course exchanging victories on their own turf. Will it be another win for St Johnstone? Of course, St Johnstone have actually drawn the last 3 matches in the Premiership. They come to this, just 3 draws on the spin. On the flip side, just 1 defeat the past 4 games for St Mirren. That 1 defeat was against the Rangers, of course, who have been beating everybody left, right, and centre. Of course, heading into this 5-4 for Super Jays, 23-10 is draw, 21-10 is your St Mirren on this one. Of course, St Mirren coming into this in 8th, and with them they could go at 7th. St Johnstone are in 9th, and with them they could go 8th as well. Tight one this one. I think I'm going with a draw. Next up we have Motherwell taking on Rangers now. I believe this played each other 277 times in the past. 39 wins for Motherwell, 192 wins for Rangers, and 46 draws. But the last 6 are 6 for Rangers. Of course, last time out at Fir Park, I think it's up here, lads. I think it's up here. Played each other at Motherwell's 5-1 win for Rangers. James Taverner with a couple of goals. Jordan Jones, Chidron Iterin get a couple of goals as well. George Edmondson with a big for OG, giving Motherwell something out of it. Of course, they played at iBox as well. 3-1 win for Rangers, so not too great. Rangers actually won the last 15 matches in the Premiership. They're also scoring 2 goals in 6 of the last 19 matches. Motherwell have actually failed to score in the last 4 matches at home. They come into this though, shameful. 2 defeats in the past 5 though. The rest of them have been draws. Rangers looking very good, of course, yet to taste defeat. Look at the situation out of the bookies on this one. We have 10-1 for Motherwell, 4-1 on for Rangers, and 19-4 is your draw. Motherwell currently sit in 20th. With them they could go into 9th. A win for Rangers will keep them in top spot. A win, a lose, or draw, and they'll be top, of course. And again, they'll win this one easily with a 3-0 win. And bit of a Brucey bonus here taking place on, I think it's Wednesday, the 20th of Jan. Livingston against Celtic once again. Of course, they played each other a bunch of times. We already talked about it, of course, heading into the Celtic 28, undefeated in 28 of the last 30 matches. Livingston actually won the last 6. Of course, I don't have the bookies odds on this one, but I'm going to give it to you anyway, regardless of it. If Livingston win this one, that's 9 points on the agenda for them over the past 7 days. Win all 9 or win all 3, they could go as high as 3rd in the table. Of course, Celtic win both of those games, and they'll be, of course, closing on Rangers a little bit, but unfortunately it's a little too late. But I think Celtic will win this one as well and make it back-to-back wins against Livingston. Of course, and Livingston picking up just the 1 win out of the 3 games on offer this week. And if I'm right, which I probably hope so, this is what the table will look like at the end of it, I think. Anyway, Ross County, we on 24 points with 12 spots, 17 points on the board, and Hamilton not too far away either. As for the top 4, Rangers, of course, clearing, running away with it at the moment. Celtic in the second, of course, making a little bit of ground. Aberdeen and Hibs, of course, are not too far away either. Celtic still got a couple of games in hand on Rangers. Aberdeen 1 game in hand on Rangers as well. But of course, it's still very, very lively in the race between 3rd and 4th. But that is what I got for you today. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. And if you're new, bang your subscribe button. Keep your bang out today with all things Scottish Premiership related, Blackburn Roverseas related, and of course, more football related. We're going to go here on No One Ruski. Of course, these are coming thick and fast, so make sure you get this one in nice and early. But until then, though, I'll see you all very, very soon. Mask up and all that kind of stuff. So the next time you see me, of course, will be after the conclusion of that Livingston Celtic Livingston game, whenever it is on the 20th. So it'll be next Thursday, I think, and we may be doing it live. We may even do it on the Wednesday, depending on how slam-packed it is. But that's it, my friends. Be sure to give the video some love in, smash the thumbs up, smash the little bell, and of course, check out the links down below: Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course, if you want to support the channel in another way, you can become the latest member of the Patreon gang. The best way to do that is, of course, head down to that link, patreon.com/Roverseas. But until then, I am out of here.